Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Watch. Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
Yes.
I had to. Of course, this is the AEW Dynamite Recap, brought to you by the Smack Raw podcast. Yeah, I guess I'll throw it up too. RN. There we go. I am your host, I guess. Katie
The
W.
host with the most.
Katie, baby.
Baby.
Man.
And I'm joined, of course, by my favorite partners in crime, even though Kevin pisses me off. Kevin and RN.
I still love you, Katie. I promise.
I still love you guys too. Man. What a night, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get the plugs out of the way so we can just get it out the way.
All right. Well, I wasn't gonna go straight into it. I was gonna talk for a second, but yeah, that's fine.
I think any of us are going to make it if we don't just get it out the way now.
No, yeah. I know. So we have partnered with Synergy Pro Wrestling in the past. Colin West was on the episode of UWO with like Warren Hayes, which might be my favorite episode of all time. Not just because Warren Hayes is hysterical, but
the Goldberg rant was incredible.
The whole UWO, go check it out on our YouTube, youtube.com/SmackDraw Podcast. So they have an event coming up. I'm just reading it off of my computer, so that's why I'm not looking at the screen, I promise. So Synergy 12/21 is this Saturday at 7 p.m. on IWTV, and the main event for that show is Brandon Kirk, who is the Synergy champion, taking on Jordan Oliver. We also have, for the MF Network title, Goldie, who is the champion, taking on Evil Kip Stevens, and a bunch of other cool matches that you need to just go check out. Like, I don't feel like reading all of them, I'm sorry. There's a lot. It's a stacked card. Like, there's a lot of matches on there.
That's cool.
So go check it out. And they actually sent Kyle this little teaser video. So I will play that. Hopefully it actually works. I barely tried it, so I hope it works. Let's see. It played. I don't know how the audio was, but it played.
If it sounded like somebody was pissing in a bottle, that was my daughter.
I muted you guys. I had you two muted, so don't worry.
Thank God, because it literally sounded like
It did.
Like Dumb and Dumber. I'm like, did y'all just wait till I started recording to come in here to do some shit?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw me looking, but I was looking over that way. I was like, what the hell is that?
That's what I figured.
Oh, man. And
who's taking a piss?
Well, yeah, I was like, well, Kurt, Kyle's brother, always talks during every single video they do for, like, his Hammers Lounge stuff. So I was like, just as a precaution, I'm just gonna mute you two.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I think I made the right choice this time.
You never know if you're gonna have a kid cameo or something either. So
I mean, that's okay. Kid cameos, we love and support all of the kid cameos we get. Y'all three got kids. Nobody comes into my room. I don't have children, so we'll take what we can get.
Fair enough.
All right, and Kyle, do you want to plug our Patreon real quick? Even though I don't feel like it. You want to?
You just called me Kyle.
Did I?
That's true.
Yep.
Yes,
Kevin,
It's all right.
whatever.
So,
Whoever
I mean-
you are. Jesus.
person.
Excuse me. Probably not going to be as enthusiastic as usual.
That's okay.
But yeah, I mean, you should still support us and go to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/SmackDraw Podcast. We got some stickers for you, some t-shirts, advertising, sneak peeks at our videos, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff, but still cool.
Yeah, I'm not even correcting you. I half listened. I believe you. I believe everything you did.
Well, I appreciate that. You put a lot of trust in me tonight.
Well, what can I say? I mean, I literally called you the wrong name 10 seconds ago, so I don't know
Yeah.
how much we're working with here, but
Savannah called me Mr. Blue Cheese, and then D-Rod said, "Poor Kevin getting called Kyle."
Jesus. Oh man. Listen, I'm happy we can all joke and laugh because this has been a hard night for a lot of people.
For sure.
Obviously, this was the Brodie Lee tribute episode. His son, -1. Is that what they?
Yeah.
Yeah, -1.
Either -1 or -1. I can't remember.
I
but
can't remember either.
Same thing.
But Brody Jr. He created the card, and the main event was actually his 3 favorite wrestlers taking on Team Taz. So I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
So I mean, before we, and like this isn't like our usual recap. I'm not going play by play. I'm not doing spots unless they related to Brodie Lee. Like, we're not judging AEW on their tribute show because that's just
Well, even if they
ridiculous.
did, they knocked it out the fucking park. So
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it was.
I mean, this is the best tribute show maybe ever. In
Yeah,
my
it was
eyes.
really good.
I mean, not counting like older legends or anything that may have happened, but like having an actual tribute show for somebody. This is probably the best one I've seen in my 30-some years of being a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. So before we start even talking about it, is there anything you guys want to say?
Fuck Bruce Mitchell. Did anybody hear about what he said?
No,
I caught bits and pieces, but I mean, go ahead.
I
and
didn't
explain it.
actually read the article that he wrote, but I heard about what Brodie Lee's wife said. And essentially, from what I gathered, he was saying that the wrestling community deserved more access to what was going on with Brodie Lee before he passed, because he was saying that there was some kind of cover up because it wasn't COVID related, and he thinks that it probably was. And fuck this guy. Like, fuck
I
him,
understand.
fuck him.
And now that you said, like, I get it, like, because I kind of did the same thing with my mother when she passed away this summer, because I didn't want everybody fucking whispering and running around saying it was COVID, because she did have an unrelated lung issue that she passed from. But of course, everyone was trying to fucking tag COVID to it and make her a COVID statistic, which she fucking wasn't. So, like, I 100% agree with his wife for why she was trying to keep it under wraps and not. And like, who the fuck do you think you are to say to someone deserves more access to someone's spouse who's dying in the fucking hospital?
Not only that, it was like he asked
it was like an article. He like posted this shit.
This dude like wrote.
I'm getting blocked tonight. What's this motherfucker's name? I'm definitely getting blocked tonight.
Bruce Mitchell.
He
lost his job.
Yeah, he lost his job with whatever he.
Fucking cocksucker.
Yeah, no, I was pissed reading that shit, man. I was like, dude, where the fuck do you get off?
Like,
You know,
I don't understand wrestling fans at all. Like some of the shit, like making this about WWE not doing this, and like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ignorant piece of shit virgins? Like, shut the fuck up. Someone's fucking husband and father is gone.
yeah,
Fuck your matches or what you think should happen. No one owes you. His family doesn't owe you a fucking thing. And even that they were even participating or chose to participate in this shows the type of people they were and the type of family they were, because they knew what he would want and he would be okay with it. But normal families wouldn't have fucking shit to do with it at all and would literally like leave me the fuck alone, give us our privacy. Like the fact that they even open up their relationship and their family and their world to us like they did, we should be kissing their fucking asses and throwing roses at them. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is why I hate being a wrestling fan so much, because we always find some way to fuck it up. We always find some way to fuck it up. After all this great shit we have going on, all this pointing at people in the WWE guys saying fuck WWE and still posting pictures and comments and everything because that's their friend. And then wrestling fans always find a way to be fucking cocksuckers and make something terrible out of this.
Exactly. Not only, you know, the WWE guys like fucking posting shit on Twitter and, you know, social media in general, saying stuff on TV. I thought that was really cool. And I really, really thought that was pretty special. And it shows what he meant, you know, to everybody that he touched.
And that's why I said that this is the best tribute show ever, because they threw away their job titles or who their employers were for once, and actually showed their love and support for somebody that they really gave a fuck about. Not just somebody on TV that they were in a faction with or someone, but some of these guys really grew up. I mean, because they've been wrestling since their early 20s and shit, traveling the roads together, going to different things. Like, that's the part. That's why I said this is the best. Like, all those WWE pictures and shit that they gave, like, somebody had to give them those pictures. Those just weren't fucking shit they snatched off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are people that say, hey, we are participating in this. We love him. We care about him. Fuck what my job says.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Matt said, good thing we aren't drinking tonight. I said, yeah, the game's canceled tonight. It's a no for me, dog. There's no drinking game tonight.
This is because that shit just pissed me all the way the fuck off.
Well, it wasn't. Sorry.
and no, I mean,
no, because it hits like literally like a lot of people and friends and close family too. Like we're all like having those whispers and shit. Like motherfucker, if it was COVID, I'd fucking say something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a cover up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What reason would they have to not say that, especially after the fact?
And all this shit that's going on, like that would be a reason for them to say, like, hey, we tried everything, we used our masks and everything. This COVID shit is real. Like, it doesn't make any sense for anybody to lie or hide some shit. Like, I don't understand where people come up with this shit at. Like, how fucking boring is your life that you have to come up with it? Of all the stories you could write about Brodie Lee, that's the one you write with when he dies. You run with a cover up, COVID cover up, like he's a fucking official or some shit. Like he's a fucking wrestler, bro. Like, what is it? Even if they were covering up, who does that affect in any way?
And even, you know what? We don't deserve to know what happened in any case, even if it was COVID. It's him and his family's business. Why do we deserve access to people like that in any way, shape, or form as fucking fans?
To a certain extent, we do deserve access to Brodie Lee. John Huber does not owe us a fucking thing.
Yes.
The Huber family does not owe us a fucking thing. Now, Brodie Lee, the wrestling character, does. His whole life is ours. That's what we latch on. That's what we go. But John Huber and his wife and children do not owe us a fucking explanation on anything. They could have just said, he passed away at this time, give us our privacy. And that's it. And you take that shit and you accept it. Like, move the fuck on. Like, I hate wrestling fans so fucking much. Like, some of these dudes, I wish I could just do like Jay and Silent Bob and blow a whole fortune on pulling up on motherfuckers in their mom's basement and slapping the shit out of them in front of the keyboard.
That would definitely be money well spent, for sure.
I would pay to watch that.
Yeah, no shit.
Sasha Stan 894, I'd literally pull up and fucking drop kick one of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, shut the fuck up. Go get some pussy and a drink and try and find some friends and do something else besides troll on the fucking internet about wrestling, about guys who don't give a fuck about you. Fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, it's that simple as far as I'm concerned too, man.
Yeah. I love a good RN rant.
Yep, me too. That was awesome.
Oh my god. All right. RN, is there anything else you wanted to say besides your rant?
No, I pretty much. I was gonna say something, but the rant took precedence, so it's always how it goes.
Fair enough.
All right. Oh, Savannah said, "Can we just applaud RN right now?
Yes. I
Give
couldn't have
this
said it
man
better
his roses."
myself.
All right. So, obviously, the tribute episode started with the entire AEW roster, refs, everyone, and Mr. Brody Lee's family front and center, and of course they did the 10 bells, and that led straight into a video from Mox, which I didn't expect, but I knew like they were in WWE together, like they over a
And the
decade.
Independence too. And the Independence too, even before they got to WWE.
I was gonna say they must have been, because Mox, he's from like Cincinnati,
He's
right?
from Cincinnati.
Yep.
And obviously Brodie Lee being from Rochester, I imagine they cross paths all the time, because that's, I mean, geographically, like in the Indies, I'm sure that's not, that much of a
No,
distance.
that's damn near neighbors, really.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like even talk about like what each video package tribute was about, but basically Mox was just saying how wrestling is a community, and a lot of stuff that people have just been saying, that yes, this tragedy brought like the wrestling community together, I get, in some odd way, because like you could see, like especially in the video package at the end of the night, he was loved by everybody.
Oh yeah.
It was like, that's why I like tried staying off Twitter. Clearly didn't work. Every time I saw a tweet from another wrestler like with a story of how cool Brady Lee was, I was just like, well, I'm crying. Fuck.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep. For real. I hear you. I mean, it sucks, man. It's like, it's so bittersweet, because it's beautiful, but god damn it, is it fucking devastating at the same time,
I just keep thinking about his kids, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like at least his one son at least got to experience his dad's love and hold those memories and stuff. I just feel sorry for his younger son, who's like, he's just gonna know all these stories from other people, but at least they're fucking awesome stories.
True.
Yeah. He'll know that his dad loved him. That's
Right.
for goddamn sure.
So like I said in the beginning, every match was created by Brodie Jr., and every match had at least one member of the Dark Order, which rightfully so. Brodie Lee was and always will be the exalted one, so it makes the most sense. And the first match was Hardy Party, Matt Hardy and Private Party taking on the Young Bucks and Cole Cabana, who we haven't even seen on TV in a long time.
One dickhead moment. This match just showed you how Matt Hardy or Cole Cabana should not be in the ring.
Get out of here.
Just go stand on the outside, cheer on the Bucks and Private Party. They were so out of place.
I mean,
And the worst part is though, at least you can say like we knew why Colt looked so out of place, because it's a Dark Order night. They're in all the matches. But Hardy is actually with Private Party.
Yeah, I know.
There's no, like, you can't even be like, oh, this is just one night only. No, they put this old man with them two young black boys.
Yeah, I mean, it is strange. I hear you.
Oh man. And we saw during that match that Brodie Jr. and number 5 of the Dark Order were ringside the entire show.
Yeah.
Brodie Jr. looked fucking sharp too in that.
Oh yeah.
He looked like his dad.
Awesome.
He had a nice little custom suit. He was wearing a Dark Order mask.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't like about him being out there the whole time is because as a kid, like I'm going through that now with my family, with my niece and everything. Like they get it, but I don't think they really get what's going on. Like so, he's out there having the time of his fucking life, and he doesn't understand that why all these adults and all these other people are like crying their fucking eyes out over his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that part, like because I'm going through it now, it hit me a little bit different, but
Sure.
I liked him being out there was cool and everything. But like to me personally, I wouldn't have had him out there the entire night like that. I would have had him come out at the end or the beginning like he was and keep it moving. But if that may have been his thing, like that may have been what he wanted, and sometimes you just got to give kids what they want to kind of get through these like fucked up tragedies like this, man.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine going through something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like like my niece, like she there's days when she gets it and like it hits her and she's like, damn, my mom's gone. But then there's other days where it's like life is life. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look like it registered with her that her mother's gone. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I got as a 30-year-old man when I lost my grandpa. That was kind of the way I went, you know. It was like, so I mean, I don't know, but I get it. I mean,
that was my only like I wouldn't even say complaint. That would be my only kind of pause moment. It would be that everything else they did fucking flawlessly perfect. Like I said, it's the best tribute show I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And
you got it.
I don't,
you're all right.
But we're trying. I hate that I'm the host. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You're fine. You got this. We're all going through it right now.
Right.
Well, I made it 20 minutes without crying. It's more than I expected.
That's dope. Shit.
Yeah.
I almost lost it before you even got the intros done.
I let myself cry for about 4 or 5 minutes before I even sat down at my computer. So maybe I got it all out of myself, you know?
Yeah, I tried. It clearly didn't work, but that's okay. But we saw throughout the entire night, everyone, whether they were heel, face, ref, whatever, they had a Rip Brodie Lee armband. Yeah. A lot of people were wearing Dark Order or like Brodie Lee merch, like the Bucks came out in Brodie Lee shirts.
Yeah.
Aubrey Edwards actually tweeted before Dynamite started that a lot of the women were going to makeup and asking for purple in honor of Dark Order, which I thought that was awesome.
Cool. A lot of the guys who like Will Hobbs, he had purple around his normal like tape or whatever he has. He has purple with it. Yeah, I definitely saw a lot of purple.
Yeah, Hangman had like a purple. It wasn't like a bandana, but it was kind of like a handkerchief or something in the back of his gear.
He was definitely looking a lot more Dark Order than he ever had looked before. That's for sure tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to that match because that match at the end ruined me.
Oh God.
Yeah. We'll get to that one. But obviously the Bucks and Colt Cabana won, and they gave Colt the win. And then
I thought that was appropriate too, man.
Yeah.
You know,
even though I talk shit, like no, this was night was for his guys.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
And so following that, there was like throughout the night they kind of just had like video tributes of wrestlers talking, and the first one was Darby, and he basically said that when he saw Brodie Lee and when Brodie Lee came to AEW, that was like his number one guy he wanted to wrestle. Which that just imagining that match.
Oh my God.
It'd have been so cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, classic
Big man giant.
Yeah.
Little man giant, my bad.
Yeah. Was it Goliath? David versus Goliath. That's what I
There
was
you
trying.
go. You were gonna get there. I was letting you get there.
Like I could think of Goliath. I couldn't think of David. It was pissing me off.
I mean, it's kind of like like Orange Cassidy. Like he's quick when he needs to be. He's not the biggest. He's like that. And Darby still said that like that'll always be like his number one he wanted to wrestle. So.
Oof. All of those tributes like that too were just like they felt so genuine.
They were. You could tell they were.
Jericho's was fucking weird, but
it was weird. I feel like that's just his personality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it wasn't like offensive or anything, but it was still weird as fuck. But like you said, that was about as Jericho as it fucking gets.
Yeah, I mean everybody's gonna grieve a little differently, and I'm not judging. It felt like it was heartfelt, even if it didn't resonate with me.
That's what I said. I wasn't like it was like I said. It wasn't like offensive or like offhand, but it was still weird as shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The Dark Order thing of the night was Jericho's fucking video package.
My God, get out of here. So after the Darby tribute, it was Lance Archer who came out dressed up as Luke Harper. Which, if people don't know, Luke Harper was Brodie Lee in WWE, and he teamed with Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, who were just underrated. Like,
oh my God!
Like, on all counts.
Yeah.
And they took on Eddie Kingston and Butcher and the Blade. And Kingston came out and like his mic wasn't working, so he literally just took Justin Roberts' mic, and he said, I didn't write down because he almost broke, so that broke me. Saying that like, we love you, we miss you, Brodie. This is for you. And then he was like, all right, enough of the sweet shit. We're improved. That Dark Order's nothing. And I was just like, you just had to ruin your perfect moment, sir.
But that's why it was perfect, because that was about as Eddie Kingston as it fucking gets.
That's true.
Oh man, like it felt like to me he said the shit after he almost like lost it, so that he wouldn't lose it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely his recovery part. Because he was.
I can't fault him for that, man.
Nothing. Everybody gets a pass tonight. Yeah. And all the shit. This is shit I would normally. Oh, this is all definitely shit I would normally jump all over and destroy, but not tonight. Not tonight.
No, because to me, doing something like that as Eddie Kingston, knowing Eddie Kingston the way that I do, what better way can he pay tribute to somebody is to almost cry and then go fuck you? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's everybody gets a pass, because it's just the strength, having the strength to fucking do this.
Yeah.
Because they could have just said forget it, not done a show at all, and just did like a video package for him and just these like heartfelt like goodbyes and kept it fucking moving and not doing a show at all. So like kudos to all the people that actually participated in this. And like I said, it's for his son and everybody that did it, and even his wife and kids being a part of it. Like, shit was all dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I was zoning out. And obviously, I believe it was Stu Grayson who picked up the win.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they hit their finish, which is fatality. So they hit that. And, like, Archer got up on the turnbuckle and was saying something on camera. Obviously, you couldn't hear what he was saying, but we're just going to assume it was something very heartfelt for Brady Lee, because I also just can't read lips, and it kept going away from him, so I wasn't even going to try and decipher it.
Your guess is as good as mine, so...
That's what I'm saying. We're just going to take a guess here and say it was something very heartfelt and great for Brodie. We'll say that. Following that was another video tribute. Arn Anderson, Cole Cabana.
Yo, you missed Jake the Snake doing the discus lariat.
Oh, yeah.
And that was... I mean, it was a weak ass discus lariat, but like it made it. I was like, "Fuck yeah," you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was weak. The man's like old as
half,
hell, dude.
yeah,
He
one
can't.
foot in
He
the
can't be
grave
doing
himself.
that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
okay,
mean,
so
but
following
sorry, go
that,
ahead.
it was Arn Anderson, Cole Cabana, Bryce Remsburg, who's a ref, and I think it was Dax of FTR.
Yeah,
I can't never get their names correct.
Me either.
But no, the refs one was just I had to turn the channel for a second until he was on.
Yeah, I mean,
Bruh.
all four of those guys were talking about like Brodie being a huge family man,
Right.
and like Colt said like they shoot dark or half of dark or part of dark after taping's done, and Brodie would just peace and be like, I gotta go home and see my kids. Like that, yeah, that seeing Bryce Remsburg like sobbing, and I was like, fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, that was probably the roughest part of the night.
It was,
Yeah,
it was just a rough night overall.
it really.
So after that, it was Hangman and Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds taking on MJF in his new gear.
That shit was dope.
Fucking.
I liked it too. I liked that he was showing the solidarity and stuff with
And the
the.
bandana and shit, like that shit was dope.
Well, I
liked
mean, because they gave it to him earlier in the night in a box, and they were like, "You wear it tonight," and lo and behold, it was a bandana and some fucking new gear. Fucking idiots. Fucking. And of course, John Silver was wearing the gear.
Ugh.
Fuck, that Brodie made him. And they kept saying on commentary he looked like a farmer. I was like, you leave this poor man alone. I
That
know
was
he
funny.
did, but still. Let him be.
It was funny.
It was funny.
I mean, John Silver, like tonight, man, just his in ring was like enough for me to get emotional. That was shit was so crazy. This was my favorite match of the night. As far as like not only from just the in-ring stuff, but just like the way that the tribute went and the way that the relationship that like John Silver and Brodie Lee had together. Like outside of the ring, it really felt like Brodie was taking John Silver like under his wing and like really trying to like help him
level,
business, and this was just like a really, really, really awesome coming out party for John Silver, in a way to really, pay respect to Brodie Lee. It was, I mean, just that made put me in my feels, just the shit in the ring.
I was done with them like when they came out because their eyes were like,
oh my god,
red. I mean, yeah, like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch any of this match. I like was in and out on it. Like it was after the video package before, and then seeing these guys come out, especially John Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I didn't. You guys can go ahead and talk about this match. Like I maybe watched 2 minutes of it, if that.
No, I don't blame you. I mean,
good, man.
this is the one that got me the most.
Oh yeah.
Cause fucking John Silver, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With his little hands.
Yeah, those little tiny
with his little hands.
The only thing I remember is MJF yelling in his son's face. That's the only thing I remember.
Oh my god. I'll get to that in a second. But so they all came like when they got in the ring, Silver and Reynolds like opened their jackets and they each had a stack of papers. And if you've ever watched any episode of BTE in the past 4 months, Brodie Lee would always smack someone or he would throw papers at someone. And it was mainly at John Silver, sometimes Evil Uno. But they would always just throw them And like, even if just go watch the latest episode of BTE, it's all about Brodie. If you want to even know what I'm talking about, just go watch that. So they all had papers. They threw them at everyone. Hangman even had two because he's a cowboy, so he had him like in his side and he threw him at MJF. And at one point, MJF's shouting in the face of Brodie's son, who's sitting ringside, minding his own goddamn business.
And then he tweeted after the show, "Fuck that kid."
Fucking Christ.
I mean,
Oh.
if that kid is a wrestling fan, like they were saying he is, he's gotta love it. You know what?
I mean,
like,
he was eating that shit up. Like you could tell, like he was in every single bit of it. Like he was. It couldn't be a better.
Plus, I mean, at the end of the day, he got the best of MJF. You know, and so that was what really mattered. You know.
Yeah, after Max took off his mask and was spitting on it, Brady Jr. took the kendo stick he was holding the entire night and just right on Max's head, which I was like, yes!
Yeah. I mean, you know me, I love MJF, but god damn it, did I pop for that moment. Holy shit, that was so good.
Max. Fuck meh. Hate him. Fuck prick. It's fine, whatever.
I hated him tonight, but I won't hate him ever again.
But I mean, so like I kind of missed it, but like I found out after the fact. Eric Rowan came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oof.
So again, if you were not aware, Rowan, formerly known as Luke Harper, Brody Lee, they were tag team partners, basically their entire WWE careers until like the last year, give or take.
Really awesome. One of the best SmackDown tag champions ever, too.
The Bludgeon Brothers, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, he came out and apparently attacked Wardlow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing, remember all that shit we were talking, especially me, about how small the AEW guys were and how big Wardlow looks on that roster? He ain't that big.
No. No, Eric Rowan is a fucking monster.
Looks like John Silver.
Yeah.
He literally looked like John Silver size when he was fighting Eric Rowan. Like, it didn't look like a fair fight. And even if you took Jobber fucking Eric Rowan for WWE and put him up against Wardlow, it just didn't. It was not a good optic. Put it like that.
I mean, it ended up setting up a match for next week, which I mean I have all those written down later. But Hager taking on Wardlow finally, because like I said, I missed it, so I'm just playing it off of what they were saying on commentary. I guess Hager tried to interfere on behalf of Wardlow and MJF, but Sammy stopped him. Like I said, I missed it, so I don't know.
I didn't quite see what happened either. I missed it.
I didn't either. I just saw when Eric Rowan came out, and then him and Wardlow started fighting back to the back.
Yeah.
So I do not know, but regardless, that happened, and John Silver hit the Discus Lariat for the win, and then he starts sobbing. Fuck. That's what got me. That's what's getting me again. That visual. That fuck.
I mean, it was awesome that he won the match that way, but yeah, it was emotional. It was really emotional.
And then, see, I can't even read my thing now because my eyes are watering.
Okay, take it time.
Fuck. Then Rowan came back out, and he had a sign.
Oh.
Again, like it's all heartbreaking, but beautiful at the same time.
Jesus, yeah, this. Oh my God, probably the most devastating moment of the night for me. You know, because I mean, like we were just saying, I mean, Rowan's a fucking monster of a man, and he's holding that sign up,
sobbing,
bawling, just ugly crying, you know, and it's like.
Yeah,
know?
and it said, "Goodbye for now, my brother. I'll see you down the road."
Yeah. Man, that was, yeah.
But he picked up John Silver like a baby, and it was so cute.
Our guy broke me finally. We picked up little John and had him on his hip.
Yeah. It was a good moment. It was a beautiful moment. It really was.
I just had to say
John
that for
Silver
my own
looked like
well-being to make me laugh.
John Silver looked like Rowan's mini me.
He did.
Yeah, he kind of does.
He did. It was so cute.
You put him on his hip like when you see a little girl when she a baby holding a baby.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, you're not really at all. So after that emotional ass match, Eddie Kingston had a video tribute of his own. I'm not gonna lie, I was still sobbing real hard, so I got like barely of anything of what Kingston was saying.
He
So
just
now
said that.
he used to call him Harry Potter because his robe in the back.
No, he just said that he was mainly talking to his kids. Like, your dad's a warrior inside and out of the ring. Outside, not because he was big, bad, or tough, it's because he took care of his family and a lot of kids. And a lot of guys in our business don't really do that. And he was saying how he always made time for his kids and his family and his wife. And always remember that your dad loved you.
Yeah,
Like,
that was.
Your dad loved you. That was the main sticking point from Eddie's video or whatever.
That was a deep cut.
Right.
For me, man. And I'm sure it is, you know, for you too, you know, anybody that has kids and a family,
Right.
you know, it's like, yeah, man, that's the big thing for me with this Brodie Lee situation in general. I mean, I know maybe it wasn't quite as sudden for the people that were in the know about what was going on, but like, shit's fragile sometimes, man. You know, you got to be grateful and take advantage of what you have in the fucking moment, you know, and fuck everything else, you know, who cares?
Yeah.
Get out there and do that goddamn podcast. Who cares if people call you dumb, you know?
Roadshow said, Kingston said, "As long as you remember what your dad taught you, he's never gone."
Yeah.
Yeah. That was dope. That especially coming from somebody like Kingston too, you know?
Yeah.
Like I mean, he's a fiery, emotional guy, you know, obviously, but
Yeah,
not like in that
so calm.
like
Yeah, he was not
passionate way, you know.
Yeah, but even then, it wasn't even like that. It was the calmest we've ever fucking seen him on a mic.
Yeah,
that's you know what I'm saying.
That's why it resonated so with me, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to see like these like hard, like badass characters, and they're
beat the shit out of Yes. Yeah, who beat the shit out of each other for a living and break their bodies and destroy their bodies for us, destroy their families for us, all of this shit, and to see these guys just like emotional, like it's I don't want to say it's great to see, but sometimes it is good to see that these guys, these larger than life fucking personalities that we worship
are
actually they're actually
Well, to me, it just shows the camaraderie and that these dudes really love each other, you know, like for real. Like, it's not just that they're like, we're wrestlers. It's like, no, there's a bond there, you know, it's easy for people to forget that because, I mean, we are just seeing their larger than life personalities on TV every week, you know.
Right.
I mean, it's a shame that a tragedy like this, well, I don't know, you know, that something like this has to happen in order for that to, you know, shine through. But like, you know, I mean, maybe, you know, it's just like anything else. I mean, I forget sometimes how much stuff means to me, you know, you forget and then something fucked up happens, you know, and it's, But yeah, I mean, it does feel good to see dudes like that have a full range of emotion, you know, instead of just being angry badasses. But I like them being angry badasses normally.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, and like we've been saying, it shows that they're human.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we need to see, especially in a time like this.
Yep. 100%.
Fuck, we're almost done with this.
You'll make it, I promise. You got it.
So following that, it was Tay Conti teaming with Anna Jay at number 99. That Brodie Lee dubbed her himself because of Wayne Gretzky.
Conflicting stories. It was a couple different ways we could have taken it, but yes, supposedly we can't confirm or deny, but it was Wayne Gretzky. But Agent 99 from
fuck it, what is it? Get Smart?
Yeah.
Oh. It's allegedly Wayne Gretzky.
Right. It's allegedly Wayne Gretzky, but I don't know. I'll pop for that though. To get smart.
Fuck it. Ridiculous. And oddly enough, like having Jericho in commentary the whole time, which I don't even think I actually mentioned, helped like ease everything. Like it made it like lighthearted. Especially because he just keeps picking on Excalibur and Skeevo, as he calls him.
Right. Skivani.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as somber with him around, you know.
Which I liked.
He was really good comic relief, and it worked when it probably shouldn't have, but Jericho's really good at that, you know? Like if
he was still putting Brodie over too, even though he was being a dick and being a heel.
Yeah,
he was still putting Brodie over the entire night. So that I think that's why.
Sorry, guys.
Bless
you. He was talking shit about Brodie when all that came out. That's when he was talking shit about Brodie's favorite hockey team. He was like, he's also a friend of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but that's a whole nother show. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I popped for that too because I'm a casual hockey fan, but like Buffalo Sabres, so the Leafs are big rival of the Sabres. So I was like, it was just, for me personally, it was nice.
So this match, we saw, of course, Anna Jay picking up the win with the Queenslayer locked in on Penelope Ford. And then after the match, Britt Baker, and I thought this was weird. I was like, why is Britt Baker, who just lost the match, having an interview? And she's saying everything's a conspiracy. It was rigged. This is rigged. This was I guess you could say it was big rig, and she like winks up to the sky.
Oh,
because that's what people called Brodie Lee. They called him Big Rig. So
I couldn't tell if that was her that said that or if that was Jericho that said it on commentary.
I think it was her.
I couldn't tell. I thought it was Jericho that said it, but I could be wrong.
I didn't catch it either way.
I don't know if we still have people here, so someone can tell me. I'll pay attention. But after she like does the wing up to the sky, Thunder Rosa comes out. They brawl. They get separated. You know, usual stuff. Usual.
Yeah.
And then they started announcing stuff for next week because this was actually supposed to be the first week of the New Year's Smash. But obviously they pushed everything back and made this.
I didn't even think about that too. I'm like, why the hell would they have a New Year's Smash like a week and a half? I didn't even think about it because of this show they're having now. I didn't even think about it at all.
Which apparently, according to Kyle, we are doing predictions for like the specials that wrestling is doing. So New Year's Smash both weeks and New Year's Evil, just because there's not going to be enough to get us to the Rumble. So
gotcha.
I guess we're doing predictions for these two.
Both of them are 2 nights too, aren't they?
I think so.
I know AEW's 2 nights is New Year's Evil 2 nights.
NXT might not be. NXT might only be 1 night.
I think New Year's Evil's one night. And no, Matt, I'm not ignoring you. Keep saying I ignored him. No, he's making me smile and laugh while I'm trying not to break down, so I appreciate it. There, I gave him his roses too. So some of the matches they started announcing for next week. I think they announced probably the whole card at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Kenny Omega taking on Rey Fenix for the championship. Then
that's gonna be fire.
That match is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And then Mox is returning to the ring, not just in a video. He'll actually be at Daily's Place. We have Shida taking on Abaddon for the title, which I bet Kevin's excited.
Can't fucking wait. They're my two favorite females in AEW, honestly, both of them. So, oh my god.
No, I get that. I mean, I love Shida. Abaddon creeps the hell out of me, so I'm excited to see that match regardless. What else is there? Hager versus Wardlow. The Bucks and SCU taking on the Hybrid 2 and the Acclaimed. And then Cody Rhodes taking on Matt Sydal. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be a good
the
card,
for the second night of it looks just as dope. Because I think they announced Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker for that.
And I think Darby versus Brian Cage for the title formerly known as the TNT title.
Right. Yep. There were a couple others that I don't remember, but I remember those two matches, and I was like, hell yeah, they're both dope.
They started rattling them off, and I was just like, I'm not writing these down. I'll do it next week.
They were trying to cram everything in to get it to the end of the show. I got it.
I was like, I get it. Kyle said, just realized it's tonight the first time Tony Khan has spoken live on AEW Dynamite.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, he's been on a couple times.
I was gonna say he's been seen. Well, I mean, I think he talked back when they were getting ready to do the Kenny Mox Lights Out match, but I think it was behind a door, so I don't think that counts. But him, Tony being on TV speaking, yes.
They did. Did you guys see the commercials that they bought during the Impact shows? Mm-hmm. Him and Shivani. He talked more on Impact than he has on his own show.
Well, he has people who do all of the talking for him, on his own show.
He's the boss. So of course.
He is the boss. So after they announced all the matches for next week, they had okay, we can talk about it. Jericho's tribute to Brody Lee. I mean, he said Brody was very intelligent. They talked about Jeddah, and it was weird.
It was weird, but it was Jericho weird though. Right. It was it worked because it was Jericho. But if anybody else has said the shit that he said, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
even if you listen to his podcast and shit, he always talks about his dogs and shit, and how they're his kids and their dogs and their animals and shit and everything. So if you really know Jericho, and you, like I said, if you've been listening to his podcast for years and all that, even shit, it is it was weird as fuck. Like you said, if it had been anybody besides Chris Jericho, it would have been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just he was kind of the comic relief in the most somber wrestling show I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And it worked. This weird ass tribute worked because it was fucking Jericho.
And that's what leaders do. I mean, they make you fucking forget about the shit that's going on around you and fucking be able to finish out. And that's his shit definitely sobered you up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I think when he did a tribute on Instagram, I distinctly remember him saying something about his dog. That story he said in his tribute about his dog hating everybody, but going straight up to Brodie and licking his hands and everything. I distinctly remember that.
He posted something on Twitter or something about the same shit.
So maybe,
you know.
maybe I saw it on Twitter. I have no idea. But Matt said it was awkward as shit. Savannah said, "Take it from me, that is Jericho for you."
Well, she would know.
I was gonna say, she would know. I can't deny that. So after that, we got the main event match, not the main event of the night, which I thought it was until I saw the time, and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
So this was Brody Jr.'s dream match. So we had Team Taz, Hobbs, Starks, Cage, taking on Brody Jr.'s 3 favorite wrestlers, Orange Cassidy, Cody Rhodes, and number 10 of the Dark Order.
That was my favorite part of this whole thing. Out of all, like I know this part of his thing. Like, and I kind of wonder, like, did he really pick them? But then he'd had the fucking mask on all night, so I'm like, that's legit his favorite wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah,
that's legit. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I don't even think Cody and them may have been there. I think like they were already just going to be in the main event. They're like, all right, pick one guy that you want to be in it. You know what I'm saying? He picked 10 because like he had his mask on the whole night. So that part, I definitely. That was legit to me, and that was dope to me that they really did it and gave him a spot like that just because Brody's son loved him so much.
Oh yeah,
that was actually dope as shit.
Like I get the feeling that there's some kind of personal connection there, you know, that's
right
outside of wrestling completely, which
these guys probably they spent all this fucking time together. They all lived down there in Florida and everything anyway.
Yeah,
it's like they probably were at his house all the fucking time. They was probably really their minions in real life when they're guys that, no, so like not even trying to be funny. Like these are young that are getting their first shot, and then you put this guy who's been all around the fucking world, not only for the big two biggest wrestling companies in our lifetime, but also for all the biggest independent companies too. Yep. So like, why would you not want to be just in his fucking presence, learning from him constantly? So like, it doesn't surprise me, like you said, even with John Silver, like these guys probably were like. There all the time, running shit, helping him do the yard, fucking running the kids to school for him or whatever, anything that he needed them to do. I guarantee you that all these young guys were there doing it. And like you said, like even we'll get to it at the end, but like his wife was sobbing in Ten's arms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, so you're right. There probably was a thing because, I mean, they talk about all the time when guys are in factions, how close you actually really become, even if you didn't know each other, or didn't have shit to do with each other, even if you didn't like each other, after being stuck together for so long, like you can't help but develop a relationship.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine how much time they would just have to spend with each other just at work, basically.
Right, exactly. Like being the elite shit, like that shit, like I do skits and comedy and stuff like that and record stuff. Like even our little 30-second bullshit we do takes 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're filming a whole 5 to 10 minute skit, how many cuts and how many retakes and reshoots they've had to done on top of being there all day wrestling for a show. So it's like, that doesn't surprise me that these guys got that close and that one of them is his son's favorite wrestler. And one of the obscure ones who we hardly ever damn see. Like, I can't even remember watching 10 wrestle.
Well, he debuted back in the Atlanta shows before they moved back out to Daly's place. And then he got injured, like quick as hell.
I've seen him wrestle once.
He tore something in his shoulder, which is why, when they all used to come out, he was wearing Brodie's coat because 10 was tweeting about it. It was to hide his like broken arm or whatever.
Oh.
So
okay.
He got injured, and then I think it was on TV, like he got his knee busted up or something, because he's still wearing a brace. I can't remember how though. I think it was Cody.
I noticed the brace tonight, but I had no idea.
Yeah, that's what I said. The last time I remember, I thought it was Cody that he fought.
Yeah, so he hurt himself.
That was a few weeks ago.
Was that a few weeks ago?
Month or two, maybe. No more than a couple months.
No more than a couple months, because he was in Atlanta. He got hurt, and then he came back, and then I think it was when Cody was teasing going heel. He beat the shit out of 10's leg.
Yeah. I remember that.
And that took 10 out. So they kept talking. They kind of talked about it on commentary, like how this was kind of awkward that like Cody had to team with 10. But I mean, 10 won the match, which all the members of the Dark Order won their respective matches.
Totally appropriate and awesome.
Yeah, makes the most sense.
Definitely.
And so after the match, they're all like they won. Woohoo! Team Taz attacks them. Lights go out. Darby's music hits, and he comes out where Mox usually comes out, out in the stands. And he's standing there leaning against the wall, holding his skateboard. Lights go out again. Starts snowing.
The fucking snow.
His dad, Sting, ends up coming out.
His grandpa.
Whatever.
He probably is.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate everything about Sting, but the snow shit, I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking dope.
Well, yeah, he makes it snow in Florida.
Pumping the snow in South Florida, that shit is dope.
Like that's the coolest thing ever. So they go to the ring. Team Taz is like up on the ramp, and they're all just like, what? Like, and Ricky starts to look around like, why the fuck is it snowing? And then it's just Darby, Cody, Cassidy, 10, and Sting standing in the ring. I wouldn't even be mad if like that's the faction. Like, I wouldn't even be mad at it.
Is that the Four Horsemen? Is that the Four Horsemen?
No, not the Four Horsemen. There's 5 of them.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll shut up. I don't know math, apparently.
Sting doesn't need to wrestle, so you can do 4.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Sting could be their manager. I'd be down with the 4 of them. But, I mean, it was a very interesting looking silhouette of the 5 of them standing in the ring.
And then even Arn Anderson and Taz started looking like they were gonna beat the shit out of each other with chairs
during the match. Yeah. Like on each side of the steps, each holding a chair. Like, sit y'all old asses down. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Go home.
I don't want to see more of Taz's son, White Taz. I want to see more of White Taz.
Jesus.
He looks exactly like him in the face, like literally.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's uncanny.
I know exactly what Taz is going through. My daughter's the same way. She's as white as Kevin, but looks like me in the face. So.
My fucking God.
White Taz look like he can go.
Hook. His name is Hook.
I like White Taz better.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna say White Taz. I'm just gonna call him what his name is, what is Hook.
I think White Taz is less offensive than Hook.
Hey, Taz is the one who gave him whatever, if that is his name, whatever. I'm just saying what everyone else, what commentary calls him, what Taz literally called him on TV.
I'm sure it's because he's from the Red Hook section of Brooklyn. I get it, but White Taz is better.
I'm into White Taz.
Oh my God, we're moving on to the final main event.
Oh Jesus!
There's 16 main events in this, so.
Well, this was like the closing moments of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
So this was not a match. This was Cody in the ring, talking, trying so hard not to cry, like he kept gritting his teeth, like shaking it out.
But in this part too, like what I was saying about with the kid, like the kid absolutely knew that he didn't know what the fuck was going on or what he needed to do. He's like, bro, what you give me this big ass belt for? He looked at his mom when she gave him the boots, like, why are you handing me dad's giant ass stanky boots, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he did seem confused.
Which is not out of the realm, even if it wasn't something for his dad passing. Just having a kid in that crazy ass like show commotion, people yelling and screaming for his dad and all this shit. You got this little kid up there in the middle of shit. Like, he like I didn't get it. I thought it was something that his mother should have did on her own or maybe with him, but like thrusting him out there like that, like to me, it made me feel uncomfortable. They didn't do it. Like I said, I don't think they did anything wrong. I'm just saying, me personally, knowing what I'm going through with my family and everything like that, those parts didn't sit well with me, I guess.
I get it.
Like I said, not saying anybody anything wrong, anybody deserves any blame or anything. I'm just saying, for me personally, like that shit was kind of off for me.
It was definitely like he didn't know what he was doing. I mean,
right.
You're right. He's a little kid. He's 8. What is he? 8 years old, right? Isn't that
7 or 8, something like that? Yeah.
Like, My 11-year-old wouldn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Fuck, my 15-year-old would know this retarded ass girl. What?
Mm.
Boots. Like the boots in your hand. Set them down, bro. Like.
So, Cody's talking about just how great of a person Brodie was, and then he introduces Brodie Jr. He comes out to like the Exalted One music with his little suit and his mask. Comes out with
He
his
did
mom.
look dope. Holy crap, that kid looked so dope.
He came out with his mom, Ten, and Tony Khan. And his mom, or Brodie's wife, is holding Brodie's boots. She hands them to Brodie Jr., puts him in the middle of the... Jesus, Kevin.
Sorry.
He puts him in the spotlight, and Cody has like a purple bandana, put it on the boots, and Tony says that Brodie was the best TNT champion. He was like, well, no offense, Cody. And Cody's like, I don't care. Just keep talking.
Yeah.
And he said that basically, like, Brodie is the TNT champ for life, and he gives the actual TNT title, which, again, the kid used to sleep with when Brodie was champ, gives it to Brodie Jr., and we found out, like, in the beginning, it may or may not be confirmed that they are retiring the TNT title and replacing it with something else, designing it, giving it a new name, whatever.
Tony Khan's a squirrely little motherfucker, ain't he?
He's an
He
awkward he's an
really
awkward man.
is.
He's an awkward little man who means well. He doesn't like being on TV.
He looks like one of those guys, like his dad's rich. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
Well, his dad is.
I know exactly.
That's what I'm saying. He looks exactly like one of those guys. Like, yikes.
Yeah.
And then Tony says, "Well, follow it. Like, we have a video package to end the night, and it is one of the most
Jesus.
touching video packages you'll ever see in your entire life. It's, of course, sad ass music.
A lot of WWE guys.
I was gonna say
yeah.
like that was one thing I thought was really cool about this tribute that AEW did. They didn't give a shit about putting WWE guys on their show that were important to Brodie, you know, and that was really cool.
That was legit. If WWE has anything to say about that, you fucking monsters. Let it go.
Yep. Yeah.
Kyle said, "You all have a great night. Time for me to head to bed. Good night, Kyle."
Deuces.
I'll let you, boss man.
Lucky bastard, I still have to upload this and then go to bed. So yeah, the package was filled with pictures of him and his family, pictures of him with people from WWE in AEW, videos from BTE. Like, it was touching.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that what else can you say?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Well, that's all, folks. We'll see you next week.
No, I mean this was like after like that moment in the ring with his son, and they put the boots down and the the bandana, and then that I was like, shit, I gotta be more grateful for my family and shit. Right. And it was just like, oh, I don't know, man. It kicked me in the nuts. I mean, not in a bad way, but like it really, I was just, I had to, like I said before, I had to hug my son, and I cried a little and told him I loved him. It was,
It'll get you.
Yeah, It really did.
But yeah, that was the emotional ass fucking recap of an emotional ass Dynamite. Fuck.
No.
Next, I'm not crying next week. That's for damn sure. Got a fucking headache now.
Right. I'll stop it.
I'm crying all fucking day. This didn't help. I don't even think I said it on the actual recording. I think I said it on the stream. There's not going to be a NXT recap this week, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, I know I'm not even gonna have time to even watch NXT tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up with AEW and NXT both being in the same week next week. But you can find RN and Kyle doing SmackDown on this channel, so twitch.tv/puttingyouover. They'll be doing the SmackDown recap Friday, and then business as usual next week.
Looking forward to next week.
Right.
Yeah.
The end of this shit year, and we're not gonna cry all night on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, this is legit the last podcast of 2020.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Wow.
It feels appropriate after this goddamn year that this was the last.
Then it with the triad.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well. What?
My daughter, she's go away.
Anything you guys want to say before we head out?
Hug your kids and your wife or husband or whatever. Love them. I love you guys. I love you all in the chat.
I love my podcast fam. Like, if anybody doesn't know, I lost my mother and my sister in May and June this year, and this shit kind of hit home for me because like I'm going through it and I know it, and every day is terrible. Some days are better than the other, but if I didn't have my podcast fan to help me get through it, like definitely appreciate everything they've done for me and helped me get through it and give me the time and space and smother me when I didn't want it or need it, but they still did it because that's what family does. So love everybody here. Hope you guys have a good holiday and happy New Year, and hopefully 2020 doesn't bend us over like 2020 did.
You mean 2021?
2021.
2021, yeah, whatever.
All right. You guys have a good one. We will see you next week.
Peace.